Okay, we'll call to order the Raymore Park Board special meeting for Tuesday, August 13, 2024. Can I have a roll call, please?
Member Scott.
Here.
Member Collier.
Here.
Member Manson.
Here.
Member Troutman.
Here.
Member Cooper.
Here.
Member Keys.
Here.
Member Mapes is absent. We do have a quorum.
Okay, thank you, sir. We'll now move to Pledge of Allegiance. Next, we're going to go to a personal appearance. I will turn it over to Superintendent Rulo.
Yeah, we have Tanner Gill here, who is wanted to talk to you all about an Eagle Scout project proposal. He is part of Troop 1315, and I will let him get up and kind of explain what he's planning on doing.
This is my proposal for my Eagle Scout project plan. I am Tanner Gill of Troop 1315. This plan is for consideration and approval of the Raymore Parks and Recreation Board. I appreciate the help that Mr. Steve Rulo, the superintendent of the Raymore Parks and Recreation Department, has given me with the specific requirements for my project. I will provide a concrete slab for your donated donated bench in Hawk Ridge Park at Johnson Lake for walkers. I realized the need for benches a couple years ago while walking the path with other scouts. The installation of the concrete slab will be done by CRC, or Country Road Construction, owned by Mr. Ernie Beck. Mr. Ernie Beck lives in the Raymore area. He will use 3,000 PSI concrete mix. He will provide the equipment to transport the concrete from the parking lot to the site. He is licensed and insured. His company does high quality work. I have references from homeowners and Lock Lloyd, who have used Mr. Beck's service or company. The installation of the concrete slab instructions are that the back is to be a trapezoid, the shape is to be a trapezoid with the parallel sides of 10 feet in the front and 8 in the back. The distance across is to be 4 feet and the depth is 4 inches. The prep of the site will be done by Parks and Rec on a date provided by Mr. Rulo's department. The employees will dig the hole, prepare the site with gravel, provide rebar and shape forms in order for the concrete to be poured. They will use T-posts to install plastic safety fencing or snow fence around the area. I will have the plastic fencing, well, we didn't get to have that donated by Lowe's. The bench and Tapcon screws will be at the site on the date my troop will be available to make that installation. The Boy Scout troop will complete this project. The adult leaders will install the bench with the provided and required Tapcon screws. The scouts will clear the the scouts will be picking up trash around the entire park. I will coordinate with Mr. Rulo the installation date for the pouring of the concrete at the position chosen by Parks and Recreation Department, and it will be being poured by CRC. I will coordinate the date for the bench to be installed by my Boy Scout Troop 1315, which will be after the concrete has cured about a week. Thank you for your consideration, and I ask for your approval of my plan to install a concrete slab and your bench at Hawk Ridge Park for my Eagle Scout project. I already got that signed. Thank you.
Thank you, Tanner. I appreciate it. Very good thought process. Do we have any questions up here? Yes, Chris?
Where exactly is the bench going to go in the park?
It will be on the north side of Johnson Lake. It's probably about 100 feet away, or probably about 150 away from the parking lot on the north side of the dam.
Thank you. Yep.
Any other questions? Okay, well, what do we think, board? Give them a thumbs up. Okay, we're good with it.
All right.
Thank you. Great presentation, Tanner.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Okay, we'll move next to consent agenda. It's not as fun as a Eagle Scout project, but we'll go ahead and go to it.
You can ask if there are any corrections to be made.
Anybody see any corrections that need to be made? No? Hearing none?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Bill.
I move that we accept the minutes from the July 9th, 2024 meeting, Park Board meeting.
Okay, do I hear a second?
I'll second the motion.
Okay, hearing a first and second and hearing no corrections needed. All those in favor? Passes. Should have done my math earlier. 6-0, 1 absent. Next, we'll move into new business. Director.
Thanks, sir. Before you tonight is our FY25 fiscal year budget that we have reviewed and would like to present to the city manager that will ultimately present to the city council. The calendar for that is next Monday night during council work session. So this particular budget will be combined in the overall city fiscal budget as part of the Parks Fund. As part of this particular presentation is we reviewed in our work session to make sure that the details were clear. And for the video recording this evening, the transfer from park sales tax into park operations, also a transfer from general fund from interest earned into park operations to ensure that we have a healthy fund balance at the end of the fund year. With that, we have just reviewed that. I'm happy to answer any questions. There is a recommendation, and I want to make sure that this is noted, that this is a recommendation to the city council with the exception that the parks director and the city manager can make adjustments based on insurance, the tax revenue projections that are unknown at this time, but at best guess, we still have to present a final balanced budget. So I want to make sure that that's clear, that there is potential to make a couple of minor changes to ensure that there's a balanced budget. With that, that concludes staff report. Happy to answer any questions.
Any questions at this time for the director? I know we've just went over it, but wanted to make sure none have cropped up. Nope, seeing none, I'll ask for a motion.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Bill.
I move that we accept a motion to make a motion to accept and recommend the proposed FY25 budget as presented with the authorization for Parks and Recreation Director and the city manager to make the necessary changes to balance the final budget based on updated projections.
Thank you, sir. Do I have a second?
I'll second the motion.
Okay, we have a first and a second. Any final discussion? Seeing none, we'll take this to vote. All those in favor? 6-0, 1 absent. Okay, Director.
Our second item on the agenda tonight is the fiscal 25 capital improvement plan. Again, the park board has been reviewing our projects for several months now. This evening during work session, we went over a final timeline of these projects. So I want to just do a quick highlight of what we reviewed, and then we'll make the recommendation. Just to make this easy, what we have done is we have taken I want to make sure I read it right so that people will know. The Hawkridge Park Plaza, we have moved from FY24 to FY25. And there is a note on your packet under that project. It actually states in parentheses, unfund FY24 until further notice. That until further notice became FY25, okay? So this evening during work session, you received an updated document that took that off. So I just want to make sure that that's there. Also, the dog park for $355,000 $350,000 that was funded last year. That was moved to FY 25-26, a year from now, essentially, to coincide with the construction of 163rd and Sunset Road. So we're just moving those back to make sense with the construction. What that does is help build up our fund balance. We've, the Capital Fund 25 will take on the project of the baseball light emergency repairs in the amount of $65,000. So that has been moved out of park funds, and Capital Fund 25 will take that. And then we did remove one project for TB Hanna, just overall improvements of TB Hanna. That was taken out and put on delay till further notice. That is the basis of the capital plan. Everything else has been what we've been talking about, no major changes. And that concludes staff report. Again, this one will be a recommendation. I don't anticipate these being moved or changed unless city council dictates further, but the motion is listed in the staff report. Happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for the director? Nope, seeing none, I'll ask for a motion.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Bill.
so we move to accept the fiscal year 2025 capital improvement plan.
Okay, thank you, sir. Do I hear a second?
I'll second the motion.
Okay, we have a first and second. Any final discussion? No? We'll move into a vote then. All those in favor? Passes 6-0, one absent. Okay, seeing no public comment, we are going to just move straight into adjournment. Can I get a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move we adjourn this meeting.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, all those in favor? Passes 6-0, one absent. Meeting adjourned.